Hey, it's Jakey and welcome back to my channel. I love to share with you food. I wanted to share with you a fun copycat recipe. So this is something I stumbled upon on accident because my daughters love to ask for shakes. They ask for a banana shake or a chocolate shake or a vanilla shake or whatever kind of shake comes in their mind. They like to have shakes at night. And my husband almost always makes them because he's an ice cream guy and he likes to do that kind of stuff. And I really don't eat ice cream very often. But one night my daughters asked for a chocolate shake and I made it too thin for them, and I didn't make it super chocolatey because that's the way I would like it. And my younger daughter said, "Oh my gosh, Mom, this tastes just like a Frosty." And we are actually pretty big fans of Frosties. So I thought of what I did and I wrote it down, and now if they want a Frosty, I'm able to replicate it. Don't get me wrong. When Wendy's had their 50-cent Frosties, we are all about that. Like, I can't make one for 50 cents. I can't beat that price. But when the promotion ends, so does my frequent Frosty visits. So it's a really easy snack. My kids really like this, and it's super easy to replicate in your own kitchen. So you need vanilla ice cream, vanilla. I actually do use imitation vanilla, the cocoa powder, and milk. That's all you need. And you'll see that when I make mine, I use my one of my absolute favorite kitchen gadgets, an immersion blender, but you could do this by hand if you have the patience for that. You could put it in a blender, and I will say that blending it with an immersion blender or a blender is going to make it pretty thin, so you can put it back in the freezer a little bit. But personally, I really like my shakes made thin, so you could also add a little less milk, but it will change the flavor. So you'll see that mine has a bit of thin milk on the top. Kind of all the milk is pushed to the top anyways because of the displacement of the heavy ice cream. But anyways, it tastes just like a Frosty. It's very good, and you can kind of play with your proportions if you want it to taste a little more chocolatey or you like the vanilla in there. But I think that the proportions that I'm sharing with you are spot on for a Wendy's Frosty. Let me know in the comments if you try this out and you think it tastes like a Frosty as well. I would love to have you share that with me. It will help others as they watch this video in the future. And you can see the all-star lineup of ingredients here. We are starting with the cocoa powder. I have Nestle there because my husband grabbed that, but I normally like to get the stuff from Aldi because it's less expensive. I got a teaspoon of imitation vanilla and a cup of 2% milk. Whole milk would make this a little creamier, but we only buy 2% because that's what we drink. And then I am adding about 2 to 2 1/4 cups ice cream here. I know I'm not actually measuring, but I'm kind of going off of the measurements on the bowl. That is a measuring bowl there. So I have a really pretty good idea because of what the volume is at the end. I ended up with about 3 cups. So 2 1/4 cups of vanilla ice cream is what I'm going to tell you I ended up putting in at the very end. Really what I would do is use the vanilla, the milk, and the cocoa measurements, and then add in enough vanilla ice cream that you like the consistency. As I mentioned earlier, I really like to make these more on the smoothie side, not so thick as like a big shake. But I am just getting all the goodness out of my immersion blender there, which, by the way, if you don't have an immersion blender, you need to get one. It's one of my favorite kitchen gadgets. And I am making a royal mess here. There was no grace in this pour. I think I probably forgot I was on video, but you know, I'm a messy person, so you got to get to know that about me or you'll be sorely disappointed in future videos. And I'm adding these cute little dessert spoons that my mom made for the girls. Well, she didn't make them, she hand stamped their initials on them. They love them. They use them for ice cream all the time. I am, you know, little quality assurance there, testing. They are delicious. I absolutely love them, and they taste just like a Frosty. Also, I am trying to make sure that when I move them out to my girls who are watching a Disney movie before bed, that I don't spill it all over the carpet. So double win, no spilling again, and it tasted delicious. So here are our homemade Frosties. I know they look a little soupy, just all of the excess milk kind of floated to the top. And as you'll see, actually, when we compare an actual Frosty that I got through the drive-thru and came home, you can see the Frosty does the same thing. It has like the liquid that kind of goes on the outside, but it's still very delicious. So did you like that? Do you think it looked delicious? It is so good, and you saw me slurping a little bit before I gave it to the girls. You'll also see their review at the very, very end of this, but they both really liked it, even though I had to make them pause their movie to give me a reaction, and they weren't super enthused about that. I know that they did like it. So once again, let me know what you think. And if you're new and you found us just by searching for Wendy's Frosty, I would love to have you join my channel. I am a stay-at-home mom to 3 kids, and I'm always in my kitchen, so I'm sharing grocery hauls, meal plans, and the things that I make on a regular basis for my family. We don't follow any specific diet, and we are pretty open in what we eat. I do make sure my kids eat fruits and veggies, but we also have all of the bad stuff in our diet as well, but I'm just sharing with you what we do. Don't forget to like this video, give it the big thumbs up. That means a lot to me, and I would love to have you join me as a subscriber for all my future videos. I do plan to have more restaurant copycats. There's a few other things that we try to mimic here in our kitchen on a regular basis, and I would love to share with you how we do that. Also, if by the time you're watching this I have other copycats, I will have a playlist linked below, but this is my first copycat that I'm publishing, so there might not be any more depending on when you watch this. Okay, you guys like the Frosty?
Yes.
Does it taste like Wendy's Frosty?
Yes.
On a scale of 1 through 10, what do you give it?
10. Wait, 9. 10.
Okay, thanks girls. Frosty the snack was a delicious little treat. With some vanilla and cocoa powder, it's something you want to eat. Frosty the snack, Jackie's being a fool, so I'll say goodbye before you cry, but I'll be back again someday. Thumpity thump thump, thumpity thump thump, look at Jackie go. Thumpity thump thump, thumpity thump